Hey, this is Beyonce.
Your favorite radio station, Big Mama Radio.
And now, our feature presentation.
What you are about to hear may be offensive to some portions of our listening audience. If you are easily offended by references to normal human bodily, social, and cultural functions, please exercise your right to control yourself and stop listening now. That is, tune out, turn off, on, or up if you're into this sort of thing. And now, for our feature.
Understanding your radio is important. The controls are simple to operate, the most important being the channel selector. The radio should be equipped
with your favorite radio station, Big Mama Radio. You are waking up right now with that Rise and Grind Morning Show.
We all look tired today.
Everybody's a little tired today.
Surprised everybody made it.
I can't wait to see the ratings for last night's debate. By the way, we'll get into it in just about 15 minutes. Today's National Tapioca Day, International Caps Locks Day, and International Body Piercing Day. I thought yesterday was Caps Lock.
Every day is body
Today
piercing
was
day.
yesterday was body piercing day, I thought.
Country singer, former American Idol contestant Kelly Pickler turns 38 today. Gil Bellows, at one time Billy on Ally McBeal, turns 57 today. John Cusack hits 58 today. Former Super Bowl quarterback John Elway is 64. Kathy Bates is 76. And Mel Brooks is 98 years old this morning. A lot of big birthdays today. And if it's your birthday, happy birthday to you. We've got a great show set up for you today. Listen, I'll tell you what's really going on. And then inside the scroll, we will debate the debate, actually. So hang on for that today, this hour. Also, it is Friday, so we'll give you a segment of Life Could Be Worse. What did you drink last night? So much stuff. Look, it's going to roll right through this hour, man. So we've got an excellent hour of radio, but in order to get there, we got to stretch it out. So let's go ahead. Oh, wait, we're just stretching it out and moving on, aren't we?
Right.
We are. Yeah, that's what we do. I forgot. All right, so let's stretch it out.
I'm stuck.
There we go. If you're a longtime listener or viewer on the Extreme Stream, I want to say we are breaking the show up now into hourly segments for basically content purposes, so more people watch more of the content. We've learned that a lot of people fall off after a certain amount of time, and we want to make sure that we keep people on to check out all the different things that we got going on through the show as we grow. Here we grow again.
Here we grow again on my own.
Alex Morgan was left off the women's Olympic soccer team. She hasn't missed an Olympic since 2008.
Wow.
What's really going on? New court documents reveal that Michael Jackson was $500 million in debt when he died 15 years ago this month.
In debt? Wow. I'm not expecting that.
All right. Just like you would, you're going to be freaked out one day when you find out about this exotic island where all these rich and dead celebrities live, right?
Yeah.
You're $500 million in debt. If you were dead, that would all go away. Really? Well, let's kill me.
Michael.
Stargazers will want to keep a close eye on the sky in the coming days. A comet with a 69-year orbit is set to pass by Earth. It's called Comet 13P Olbers. It'll reach its closest point in Earth on July 20th, but you should be able to see it with binoculars on Sunday.
Oh, really? That clues.
Wow, I'm going to bust out the binoculars on Sunday.
Bring them out.
You know, a lot of weird things.
A lot of weird things.
I mean, it's 69 years old first, and then it's Comet 13P, and I hate that number.
13.
And by the way, Taylor Swift's favorite number.
It's 13.
Oh,
It's
maybe
13.
it's a Taylor comment.
Oh, my God, we should rename it right now. Let's
That's
not
it.
call it the 13P.
Everybody be into
Name
it.
it. Name it
1986.
Taylor. Name it Taylor.
It's the Swifter. Alan Richardson, who plays on Prime Series Reacher, says that season 3 probably isn't going to arrive until 2025.
That's a long time.
I love that show.
That's a long time. Yeah, you started.
A pair of giant pandas are on their way from China to the U.S., where they'll be cared for at the San Diego Zoo. Willie Nelson has canceled his upcoming concert in Virginia Beach due to illness. This comes after he canceled another concert last week. The singer is 91 years old.
Oh, wow.
It's the summer of the value meal. Taco Bell's version of Chalupa Supreme Beefy 5-layer burrito double stacked taco, chips and nacho cheese sauce, and a drink, all for $7 bones. Man, that feeds two.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
It actually works because I'll eat the Chalupa Beefy 5-layer burrito, Sarah's favorite thing. A double stack.
Mine too.
Finn can pound that if you just take the lettuce off. Chips and nacho cheese for everybody. We'll split a drink.
Yeah.
There you go.
We're good to go. That's a meal for the whole damn fam.
Got a whole picnic there.
I like it.
Yeah.
1-year-old Akil McLeod, known as Sonny from Arizona, has been chosen as the 2024 Gerber Baby and has been awarded $25,000 cash. Free Gerber products for up to 1 year and a new wardrobe provided by Gerber Children's Wear, as well as prizes from others company. Do you get the college scholarship thing for free, the Gerber for life?
You should. I mean, you're the Gerber baby. You're going to sell a lot
Right.
of compota.
Some new summer items that have arrived at Dunkin', drinks and sandwiches, including Tornado Twist Sparked Energy, Bonfire S'mores Frozen Coffee, S'mores Cold Brew, the Hot Honey Bacon Sandwich, and the Hot Honey Snack and Bacon. Look, Hot Honey's so big right now.
It is.
I was going to get that the other day, and they were out of it. I was really sad.
I feel like Uncle Rico's the one that brought hot honey over here.
Right.
Like, because
Right.
I've never heard of it before. So, like, I
Right.
sell with their pizza.
Like,
I'm like, oh, what's
right.
that?
That Uncle Rico, I'm gonna say it. You're part of this time continuum thing.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, it just showed up. I ain't never seen it before in my life.
Never.
Until I saw it on his counter, and I was like, "That's cool."
Yeah.
And then he showed me how good it is on pizza. I was like, "That's fire."
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I go to the store and it's on the shelf.
You're like, what happened?
Yeah.
How did
And
that?
now it's like, we got hot honey chicken, we got hot honey pizza, we
Right.
got hot honey hot dog, we got hot honey brisket, we got hot honey everything, hot honey bread,
Chips and dip.
hot honey on chips and dip,
Do it all.
hot honey shrimp, hot honey shrimp on a bob.
Oh, my goodness.
A new limited time Pringles flavors out. Hot honey. I'm just kidding. Pringles sweet chili sauce crisp.
Oh, they're
And
missing the ball.
this offer from Popeyes now through July 14th. Guests can receive 6 free boneless wings with any $10 purchase.
So head on out to Popeyes.
Yeah.
There's been a jump in Florida shark attack, so Disney World isn't the only place in Florida that costs you an arm and a leg.
Oh.
The CFO of Tyson Foods was recently busted for DWI.
No way.
Right, I can't believe it. Don't expect coworkers to speak on his defense. They're all a bunch of chickens. Ah. There's more to this story. I'll keep you updated with every juicy nugget. You know Tyson Foods makes chicken, right?
Yeah.
I was just making sure. Good Lord.
I was like, what's
An asteroid
happening?
passed an estimated 4 million miles from Earth yesterday, which is still closer than the distance between Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck.
Oh.
2 out of 3 Americans say watching their partner clean is a turn on. I'm going to tell you this story later on,
Really?
Really?
especially if they give it the old hot to it.
Spit and shine.
That was good job. Good job.
Walgreens plans to close a significant number of its 8,600 stores. A significant number.
Walgreens.
Yeah, I guess grass is always Walgreener on the other side. Oh, horrible.
You remember Edgar Drugs? I miss
Yeah.
them.
Rite Aid is still out west.
Rite Aid, yeah, I've seen those up there.
It's a very weird place to go, though. Paris Hilton testified before Congress about the foster care system policies.
Seen that.
It was compelling testimony, but personally, before I formulate my final thought on this matter, I want to hear from Tila Tequila.
What happened to her?
Matthew McConaughey has almost quit acting
No.
But as Keanu Reeves proved, that doesn't mean you have to stop making movies. Snoop Dogg won't smoke weed while covering the Paris Olympics. If you believe that, you're almost as high as Snoop.
Oh, my goodness.
Drew Carey says Price is Right contestants are frequently drunk and high,
Really?
which, to be fair, gives them something in common with the viewers. Kourtney Kardashian says she's afraid her vagina will fall out after having her latest kid. Wow.
It's going to fall out.
For more on this story, Google Kardashian and vagina and scroll down to page 4,783. If that's what's really going on.
Scrolling up. Scrolling down. Checking your Instagram. Scrolling up. Scrolling down. Checking your Instagram. Scrolling up. Scrolling down. Checking your Instagram. Instagram. Instagram.
I don't think I've ever got through the first 13 minutes of the show that fast in my life.
No,
I was
that
gonna say.
I wanted to be here.
because we're anxious.
Yeah, we wanted to get to the scooter.
A raspy Biden gets off to a halting start against Trump in the first 2024 election debate.
Wow.
Struggling with a raspy voice and delivering rambling answers, President Biden struggled during portions of Thursday night's first of two debates with former President Trump in their 24 election rematch. But the 81-year-old Biden, the oldest president in American history, at times sharpened his answers, calling out his Republican predecessor in the White House for numerous falsehoods throughout the debate. The two major party presumptive nominees traded for over numerous issues, from the economy to inflation to immigration and border security. While Biden's campaign is blaming his raspy voice on a cold, the president's uneven debate performance grabbed the most headlines and sparked a new round of calls from political pundits that some Democrats for the president to consider stepping aside as the party's standout bearer. Now, you watched it. If you didn't watch it, you'll see it today.
Go to Twitter.
Let me just, go to Twitter. It's vicious.
Can we get all the bloopers and just do a compilation of all of them? That was
They're not, here's the sad part. They're not really bloopers.
yeah.
No.
They're his answers. They're incoherent. They're mumbling. And here is the bigger issue. Are we really allowing this man, if he steps aside, which if I was a Democrat, would demand that he steps aside. You cannot win this election anymore. He would have to disappear.
Can you do that? Can you switch ponies in the middle of a
Absolutely.
race? Really?
You can switch your pony all the way up until the DNC convention,
Really? Okay.
which is still sometime in July. I think July 20th or something.
They
like
were
that.
worried about that because apparently based on this first debate is how much money is going to be invested into them. And a lot of Democrats were saying that it was probably not going to be happening. From the big contributors, they're not going to be satisfied.
Right. And that's what it comes. And look, I'm going to be as real as I can. If he steps aside as the candidate for his Democratic Party because of a cognitive issue, then, here it is, by the way. Look.
That's Jill.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Jill.
Biden.
Watch this. So we're watching it right now. We'll show it in a minute, but if you're on the extreme stream. But
I'll
during
try and
this
see if
thing,
I can.
So if you guys want to
Jill had to
hop on.
watch him walk down 3 steps.
It took him a long time to get down 3
Yeah,
steps.
it's
Right.
And he had to
Right.
be assisted. He had to hold his wife's hand to get down.
And Trump's gone. He just walked off stage.
He fist
Biden had
bumped
to
everybody.
wait.
It was like, bye.
He didn't want to fall down those stairs. He knew cameras were still rolling.
Yeah. Is that an assistant they sent out? Yeah.
No, I think
that's
the other
Jill.
guy. No,
No,
the
it's
other
Jill.
guy too.
Oh, yeah,
He's
this guy
trying to
right
tell
here.
him where the steps are.
Yeah,
and-
this guy. But Jill's
Just
right
keep
here.
on working.
yeah.
You'll see it. I don't see what just happened. Now, here's what I want to say. All right.
Crazy.
I want to say this real quick. Biden knew where he was,
Right.
okay? And I'll get into the Trump side of it, but Biden knew where he was. So he's not at a point where he's senile, okay? I would say whatever he has, he's in the early stages of it, but it's there.
Yeah.
Maybe the early to mid stages of it, all right?
Yeah.
And he just loses wherever he's at, and he doesn't even know what's going on. And just for the record, we shared the photo. There was an earpiece in play, no doubt.
Yeah.
But it didn't help, and it would probably actually hurt somebody who could barely keep concentration as it is.
Yeah.
Right.
And so let's say this. So you go back home, you get in the car. No one's going to say shit before you leave. Like, so you're Biden. You get in the limo right now. You're going back to wherever, you're going back to the hotel or getting on Air Force One. So you get on Air Force One to go back or to go to wherever you're going. And you turn on the news, and now you're rewatching yourself, and you're watching your whole world get destroyed. Or even better yet, let's say somebody recorded it in its entirety for your campaign team, and they play it for you.
Right.
Okay, you're Biden, and you're in your office. You're on Air Force One, and you see this.
I'd be embarrassed. I'd be
Right,
so embarrassed.
because he's smart enough to know where he was, so he'll
Yeah.
be able to be smart enough to see how he performed.
Yeah.
And that's going to be an issue.
It's gonna be hard.
And you
Hard
know
to
what?
watch.
And I watched, just so you know, I did trivia or bingo last night, watched it on closed caption, went home, watched the end, watched the commentary, and then went back and watched the part that I missed. All right? And it was a late night.
you were
It was a
on.
late night, a very late night. But it was important to me because you said it when you came in, Betty. This is the first time that a debate happened and you went to CNN
Yep.
and those Biden-loving bitches
Immediately.
had to sit there and go,
Well, that was stupid.
well,
Why are we doing this?
Shit, what do we do now?
This is awful.
what's the spin on this one?
Yeah.
What are you saying? Oh, that's the spin? Okay. He had a cold?
Yeah.
Bro,
An hour
they
in.
even were like, he sucked.
He caught a cold
and
an
I
hour
don't
in.
know. I don't know the panel because I didn't see him get introduced, and I don't know is one a Republican moderator or a Democrat
I don't
moderator.
know.
But there wasn't anybody. The
Don't
one
matter.
guy who was like on that panel, and if you didn't watch it, he was like this. He was all like, "Well, I really think he got his points across very well." And I was like, "What? What did you watch, bro?" But he was trying, and then all the rest of the people on the panel were like, "Shut up, bro." Just shut up. And that guy just looked down the rest of the day.
He's like, okay, we're done pretending.
that
We're
guy-
done pretending. Stop the pretending.
That guy that said that he must be able to be very fluent in mumbling. That's
He's
I
just
mean, for you to
he's
understand
been promised a job.
something.
All right, so the part of everything that you watch in politics now is people have been promised jobs.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if President Trump did a horrible job, the 5 people that are in there that have been promised jobs will spin it so that it doesn't look like he did a horrible job. The thing is, the only Democrat you heard from last night
Yeah.
was Kamala Harris with the same message. No other Democrat. If it had been a Biden knockout,
Yeah.
like a home run,
Everybody was
you'd have
out.
heard all of them on there. Hey, yo, that's the guy. That's the guy. He's not the guy. And I'm worried if you step aside as a candidate, you should have to step aside as president.
Yeah.
If you can't if you can't run,
You can't run.
then you can't run the
If
country.
That's the step below. Then the actual step
Right.
you should not have.
If you can't run for the job, you shouldn't be doing the job.
Shouldn't have it.
And Congress should immediately move to say this guy is unfit and it's physically visible. And I'm going to bet they get bipartisan on this.
Right.
Because that was the headline. Democrats are running rampant trying to figure out what to do. Now, the rumor is inside the political circle, and you guys can jump in, but I'll keep talking about this because I've been itching to talk about it.
Oh, no, it's good.
He's like, I've had all night thinking
The
about
rumor,
this.
well, because the rumor inside of this is that Biden's camp or the Democratic side of the world purposely pushed him into this to show the world that he was not fit to be a candidate so that they could process him out. Because
Yeah.
he's the guy that says, you knock me down, I get back up.
Yeah.
And well, you're knocked out, bro.
Your team pushed you
we're,
aside too.
we're already now. Your team threw you to the wolves.
Yeah, they don't want you there.
They threw you to the wolves. Look, there is no way this just set in. You just spent 5, 6, 7 days with him at Camp David. You've been trying to get him prepared like he was a brand new candidate off the street.
Right.
And this dude's been in politics longer than I've been alive.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? For real.
That is true.
Right? And that's hard to believe.
I know, right? Like,
That alone should disqualify you.
Right. You're older than Biggs. if you're,
Right. If you've been in politics longer than I've been alive,
you're
old.
automatically
Get out.
excluded.
And listen, people are like, I don't want to say there should be age limits on the presidency.
I think there should be.
I think there should be.
Just
Look,
like there should be age
Trump
limits.
killed it. He's very much. It's hard to believe those two are 3 years apart, but
You said it right
Right.
outside before we started that
Right.
it was not 3 years. It looked like it was
30 years apart.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
generous.
that's the dude running our
That'd be
country.
nice.
If I'm
Yeah.
Putin, I'm watching this going, let's blow them up. Like, it's scary.
It is.
And it was a bad move for America. It was a bad move for his campaign. It was a bad move for the Democrats, and it was a win all the way around for Republicans and foreign enemies. We should not put the leader of the free world out there
On display.
looking like your 95-year-old grandpa you got an assisted living.
Right. No, not good. But I can say one thing.
All right.
I'm going to say one good thing about this whole thing. I think he may have brought the entire country together because it's the one thing we can all agree on that he just ain't right.
Right.
For the
He
most
just
part,
ain't right.
they're
That's
still-
the only one thing that everybody's okay.
And your strong liberals and Democrats will still find
yeah.
a way to pick apart what Trump did. And
Right, and that's
like,
fine.
Whatever.
And listen, Trump is still the same guy he was. Here's the deal.
He was very much more
Tamed.
He
He
doesn't.
was more presidential, last night than any other night I've seen him. to be
He's
honest.
got. Look, they tried to bait him into making statements that they're trying to arrest him for.
You slept with a
Like,
porn
bro,
star.
yeah, big
That's
deal.
illegal.
Like, we're all moving on.
Like, that's
When they
not
said
illegal,
that, I
is
looked
it?
When they said that, I looked at Mike and I said, "What does that have to do about running our country? I don't give a shit who the
Well, I
hell he
didn't-
had sex with. Like, I don't. Who gives a shit where his?
If you
weenie
believe the
went?
internet, Obama was banging men before he became
I
president when he took his boyfriend and turned him into a. Never mind.
Look
Right,
at
right, right.
Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. I mean, we have so many.
And
who,
Starla.
Yes, who gives
And
a shit? I don't
the,
care about
the other
that.
one.
Marilyn Monroe, Jesus, she was the side chick of the president.
JFK, yeah.
JFK too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, just when you think of like
The
that's-
side
that's-
chick, like openly, I'm going to go see Marilyn.
yeah,
Air Force One would land.
she's hot.
But my thing is that's the only thing that you have to say.
And everybody was like,
That-
"Yeah, we agree."
The only
She's
thing
hot.
they have to say is that he had sex with a porn star and that he's a felon. I'm like, who?
I'm
gives
only a felon because they came after me. And he's right. This is political persecution.
And the funny,
and
did you see the meme where it said this is the first time that the Secret Service has allowed a felon this close to the president?
right, my favorite.
I died
My
laughing.
favorite
I
of
was
the
like,
night.
"That's great."
Absolutely.
I'm like, spot on.
Oh yeah.
This is the closest a felon has ever been to the president of the United
Oh, my
States.
God.
It was great. I was like, yep, I love it. But I loved how he threw it back. Like, your son is a felon, too. Like, don't.
Oh, that pissed Biden off
It
for you.
did.
You know what I got here? Let's see. I wanted to see this. So, my favorite part of watching last night is wondering where the clips on this will go.
Oh, God.
All right.
I love it.
Where will the clips? Because here's the deal. Even these services that I buy and the news that you watch, and I want to be honest with you,
Very regulated.
it leans left.
Does it?
Yeah.
All right, it leans liberal. Everything is going to lean liberal. All right, that's the education system. It's the way it goes.
Right.
But the country is awake in their life now, and they see what's going on,
That people don't want to.
and they don't
be
want
poor.
right, and they don't want to die because you got Grandpa driving the car. Look, Grandpa is supposed to be.
You're
We
supposed to be in
have
the
a
back seat.
handicap sticker because Grandpa's in the fucking car. Don't let him drive.
Right.
Like he can barely walk. All right.
Oh my goodness.
All right, but I wanted to hear. So here's the clips. This is Biden on the economy. Let's check this clip. Here we go.
For example, a basket of groceries that cost $100 then now costs more than $120.
Oh, by the way,
That's
first
bullshit.
question right off the box.
That was bullshit.
Have you been to
Worst,
Sam's?
who's doing the research for CNN?
Yeah, 'cause that was bullshit.
What was $100 3 years ago is $300 now.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
And I don't care. Maybe 180, 100, maybe it's at least two. It has no less
It
than
is at
doubled.
least doubled.
And that's everything.
Yes.
not just gas. It's everything.
Yeah.
I mean, just think
Food,
about
your daily
yeah,
essentials,
right,
everything,
right.
yes.
That was the most. Everybody was like
When
a
they
buck
said that,
20.
I was like,
I was
what?
like, where do you go?
Right.
I want to know.
I was like, wait a minute.
Like, where
You're
is
gonna
that?
try and say inflation is really bad, only an extra $20 a year?
This was the first time.
Come on.
Now I will say that they did a pretty good job moderating this. I will say
They
that
did.
they were right down the middle, but they did start poorly with that bad question.
Yeah.
And typical home prices have jumped more than 30%. What do you say to voters who feel they are worse off under your presidency than they were under President Trump?
We got to take a look at what I was left when I became president, what Mr. Trump left me. We had an economy that was in free fall. The pandemic was so badly handled. Many people were dying. All he said was, it's not that serious. Just inject a little bleach into your arm. You'll be all right. The economy collapsed. There were no jobs. Unemployment rate rose to 15%. It was terrible. And so what we had to do is try to put things back together again. And that's exactly
can't believe
what we
this.
began to do.
See what I'm saying?
15,000 new jobs. We brought out the position where we have 800,000 new manufacturing jobs. But there's more to be done. There's more to be done. Working class people are still
Unbelievable. They found the one. They found. Oh wait, now here's the real Biden.
making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look,
I feel dumb.
if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President
Finally
Trump.
beat Medicare. Okay.
Oh.
I didn't know we were fighting Medicare.
But that was
You're right. You beat it up. You beat the shit out of it. That's what he said.
That was actually really
But
good.
that was the whole debate.
You're killing it, Joe. You're destroying it completely. You're not. I mean, are you watching your? That's the only thing that I thought Trump should have done.
Yeah.
Are you?
Is that he? Are you? Do you see yourself?
Yeah.
You know, it's
What
weird.
did he?
And this format was actually selected by Biden's party. They want the mics to shut off when they were done talking.
Right, and
They
then it
want
happened,
an
and
audience.
it was worse for Biden than it was for Trump.
It was horrible.
He would be like, killed Medicaid.
And then like disappear.
Yeah. And Trump would be
Well,
That's right, you fucking killed it.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you why I thought that not having the audience was a big deficit for Biden. Because a lot of times when he rambles, and sometimes I don't understand it, he's like, good, and then people cheer anyway. They're like, yeah, like, and I'm like, wow, I'm stupid. Like, I have no idea what he just said, but all these people are cheering. It must have been really
Right,
good.
and it was, and with no audience,
With
you
no
get,
audience,
you
I'm
get
like,
no
this is
breathing, you
stupid.
get no
Yeah.
rustling, you get
Yes.
nothing. It was, you could, I mean, you could.
You could hear
Making
a pin
sure that
drop.
we're able
There's
to
no
make
clear
every
clip
single
that you could get the
solitary
NIS.
person eligible.
Because if he
for
had
what
an
I've been
audience,
able
they're
to
like,
do
yeah.
with the COVID.
Whoa.
Excuse me, with
And I'm like,
dealing
With,
with everything we have to do.
Groceries.
With,
Can I get a transcript? What is this? What's happening?
Where's my ice cream? Pause.
we
He was
finally
shitting
beat
right there. That's what he
Medicare.
was doing, by the way.
If we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden.
Okay.
President Trump.
That we finally beat Medicare.
Oh,
Can we
man.
get Trump's response on that
That
one?
was a- that
Oh, no.
You beat it to shit, Joe.
Biden calls Trump a sucker.
That was funny.
Here we go.
This was great.
My son spent a year in Iraq, living right next to one of those burn pits. Came back with stage 4 glioblastoma.
He was
What did he
officer.
just say? What did he just say?
Glioblastoma
That's what he.
glioblastoma.
Listen, that's the issue.
Ginkgo
And
biloba.
they're trying to make this coherent.
Ginkgo biloba.
That's what I'm-
Smoking like a bee sign.
He's like making up diseases.
My son was. I think they gave him scotch before he. This sounds like my drunk uncle.
He
just for the
sounds like
record.
a-
This is my drunk uncle.
My son spent a year in Iraq, living right next to one of those burn pits. Came back with
Burn
stage
pits?
4 glioblastoma. I was recently in France
As in
for
France.
D-Day.
For
and I
D-Day.
spoke all about those heroes that died.
This sounds like
I
a
went to
Bad
the
Bunny
World War
song,
II
but it's
cemetery,
glioblastoma.
World War I cemetery refused to go there.
I
I'm
went to
standing in
the
this
World War
four-star
I,
jet.
7.
And that's
two,
it, man.
3.
And you know what? Here's the deal. I do have a great Trump. Here's Trump on what he did as president.
We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We have never done so well. Everybody was amazed by it. Other countries were copying us. We got hit with COVID, And when we did, we spent the money necessary so we wouldn't end up in a Great Depression, the likes of which we had in 1929. By the time we finished, so we did a great job. We got a lot of credit for the economy, a lot of credit for the military, and no wars, and so many other things. Everything was rocking good. But the thing we never got the credit for, and we should have, is getting us out of that COVID mess. He created mandates that was a disaster for our country. But other than that, we had given them back a country where the stock market actually was higher than pre-COVID, and nobody thought that was even possible. The only jobs he created are for illegal immigrants and bounce-back jobs, a bounce-back from the COVID. He has not done a good job. He's done a poor job, and inflation's killing our country. It is absolutely killing us.
It's like a night and day when you just listen to the clips of Biden talk. And
right.
Then you listen
Don't
to
even
Trump.
listen to the content.
No, just
no,
listen
just
to
the
their
strength in the voice is different.
Right.
It's
Who do you want? Who do you want running your country? Now, obviously, the headlines across the world are Biden's debate performance causes some Democrats to panic. Legitimately, the biggest headline. It was the headline right after there. It was the first time you ever could turn on any news source, and they all agreed with the same exact analogy of the debate. Trump won, Biden lost. That's the deal.
By a landslide, too.
By a
Not-
landslide.
Like, it's not even
And
close.
not only did Biden lose, the country lost last night.
Yes.
The country lost big time. Our country is not protected right now. And, man, and I'm going to tell you, if there isn't an emergency session of Congress going on right now, we aren't immediately bringing this up and being and moving to remove this man as president. You have a situation that we cannot let happen any longer.
No. It's sad.
And that's the reason, no matter what. And here's the deal. And look, I'm all about a free election. I'm all about the fact that we have the ability to vote who we want, just like Trump said, as long as it's fair and it's free. Like as long as it's the way it's supposed to be done.
Right. That's what separates us from everybody else.
Right. I'm all for it. But if you voted for him last time, that was your right. Congratulations. You guys, according to all records, won the election. But you can't, in your right mind, vote for him again.
There's no
Because if it's this bad and we still got 8-9 months left of this presidency, what month is this? This is July. 5 months, 6 months of this presidency left before we could ever even have another president.
Right.
Then, and if it's him for 4 more years,
That's a big collapse in our
we have an
economy.
issue.
Yeah.
He can't do the job for 4 more years. He can't do the job for the rest of this year, and that is why America is going to have to go, no matter how you stand with Trump. Now, who can you bring to replace Biden is the question that no one put out there. No one talked about that last night. It was very weird. Like
No,
they
it was more prepping the ground for like this is what's going to happen.
right.
So let's get
but
everybody
how
to
come
agree.
nobody discussed with who is going to be the person that replaces Biden? Now, one news outlet said Newsom, Governor Newsom, but man, he was just on liberal news getting destroyed by celebrities that are moving out because they hate him as governor.
Yeah, some people
You
in
got-
Pennsylvania.
You can't be the worst governor and then win that state.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let you. He wouldn't get reelected as governor, I don't believe, in California.
No.
And so Trump beats his ass by a landslide. By a landslide.
Julian Michaels, I believe that one that used to be on The Biggest Loser.
Yeah.
that trainer. Well, she moved out, and that she was saying, she's like, California is my home. It's where I lived my entire life. She goes, I pretty much have a card to every possible, like, I'm gay, I have a black child, I have, she pulled out, like, the deck of cards of, like, every single representation. She goes, I've got, like, 20 of them. And she goes, I can't live here anymore. She goes, it's bad. It's that bad. She goes, it's to the point where I just can't live here anymore. And I'm like, wow, that is a big statement from someone. Like she said, she's got like a card in every game.
And someone else just said the same thing. He's a comedian and a radio show host. I'm trying to remember his name, but I'll remember him. There's a huge issue right now with that side of the world.
Right.
And I hate to break it, but it not only hurt Biden's chances of ever being elected. Biden couldn't win now if he tried.
No.
Biden stays in, he loses, he's out. Trump's the new president. We're back to where we were, and it's, in my own honest opinion, a great thing. But
We can go back to bickering with each other.
because Biden can't win, especially after last night. No way can he win. And if he does win, it is time for us to call bullshit.
Yeah.
Because I would like to have one person call me right now at all on the Rural Homes Florida phone line. One person at 239-888-5675. Just one person that thinks they would vote for Biden still.
There's no way.
And I know that we have a predominantly very red listening audience, and we live in a very red county. And I know that, and I understand that, and I understand there's different parts of the world. But, man, this is the freest what's the freest state in the United States?
Florida. By
Hands
far.
down.
By far. That's what we're.
Well, and by far, we have become the reddest state. It used to be Texas. It's Florida now.
Yeah.
And this is going to hurt Democrats running for mayor, governors,
It's making
congressmen.
the Democratic Party look like a joke. Like an absolute
they're
joke.
right.
Allowing
And
them.
this is the guy that you chose to be your leader. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't see this. There's no way you didn't see this coming.
When people, and always everyone throws up who's 81. Okay, Trump is only 3 years younger than him. But here's the other thing: 81. Do you really want an 81-year-old man running this country? Think about it. Like,
Well,
you're
Trump's
past your prime. Like
Trump will be 83 if he runs his. If he'll be 81,
They said by the
78.
time he's
He'll be
83.
82 when he gets out. Like, so he'll be in his 80s,
and
but
that's the thing
but
to
that'll
think
be
about
it for
Trump.
him.
That will be.
And I will also say that I believe that he has no problem getting those 4 years done.
No, Biden does not.
Now,
There's no way.
I'll go on the record right now on this day. Here on what day is today?
28th.
The 28th of June, 2024. You can mark it, comment on it so
This
you
is
know
a
where it is.
prediction?
If Trump is elected, or when Trump is elected at this point, and he's 2 years into his presidency and he starts mumbling, I'm going to say the same shit.
Yeah, get him out. Get him
All
out.
right? I'm going to say we can't have that.
Yeah.
All right? So there is going to be, and if that happens, that's when you definitely have to change the age for presidency.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, didn't they do a thing with Nancy Pelosi she was leading Congress and Trump was in? She tried to get a bill passed, which I think was successful, that if a president, they would consider them incognito. That it was basically geared towards Trump, but I think it may be time to pull it out and use it now.
But they won't. They'll bury that deep now because that would hinder Biden.
Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
She's another one.
She
wanted to say he was
hurt
crazy.
Biden more than any other Democrat when she took the blame for January 6th. And she took it.
Yeah,
she
she
took the
did.
hit. She took the hit on the shoulder. And she took the hit on the shoulder because it
I
was
was
going to come
surprised.
out anyway.
Yeah,
Nope.
I was
Admit that it's your fault or we'll tell the world what really happened.
Yep.
And so she had to take that hit on the shoulder.
Mm.
That's politics, man. And she tried to, and I don't want to get into January 6th, but it seemed very much like, come on in. And then, no, wait, what are you doing here?
Wasn't her position?
You just told me I could come in.
Wasn't her position when they were like destroying other like cities and stuff? Was people going to do what people do? That was like her position.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like tune changed real fast.
And I love that that's what Democrats want to bring up is that, well, Trump doesn't have any, he doesn't take any responsibility for January 6th. And I'm like, that's all you can say?
Oh, no.
Like, that's all you can say.
And they always ask him, will you accept the election? At this point, you know what I would have said? I'll tell you what. If it's me and Sleepy over here running, I'll accept it because I know that he can't win. You can't cheat that one.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't cheat that one in.
You cheat that one, and the world is
Right.
gonna go
You ain't
into
got
a
enough
civil
boxes
war.
of fake ballots to get that guy in now. Nope.
What if
Whatever you used last time, you'll need triple this time.
The United States would literally go into a civil war. I really feel if they try to rig this. There's
Right.
no freaking
There's
way
gonna.
in
There
hell.
are. I just.
No
You know what?
way.
What if
I
Trump
know.
would've
I
been
know
with
like three
VP?
real Democrats, and I would love to get their point of view, but they're not going to talk to me either.
Yeah.
They're not going to talk to me. They're not going to talk to me because Democrats aren't talking. I'm waiting to see it. I need somebody besides Kamala Harris to come out who by the way,
It's her job on the
has the
line.
most to gain from this.
Right. It's her
Like,
job.
she had to come out and prove.
She's got an
I was
interview.
expecting to wake up today and for them to tell us that
Kamala's president.
yeah, that they impeached, like they did something overnight. Like I really thought. At 11 o'clock last night after that, I'm like, there is no way they can let this guy continue to be our
It
president.
was tremendously
There's
bad.
no
Just
way.
bad. It was tremendously bad. Very bad. I don't even understand what happened.
It should have been handled like a car wreck. Like, okay,
Hurry up and clean it up and move on.
there's a car wreck. I'm sorry, we had
Here's
a,
the
we had a
Kamala Harris.
casualty.
And let me give you this if you missed it.
Some within your own party are wondering if President Biden should even step
watched
aside.
this live.
What do you say to that?
Listen, first of all, what we saw tonight is the president making a very clear contrast with Donald Trump on all of the issues that matter to the American people. Yes, there was a slow start, but it was a strong finish. And
Strong finish.
By the way,
she not
did
see
you
the?
hear- but did you
Did
hear
she
her
not
voice
hear the
fluctuate?
end?
I love the by the way, and then he steered into space.
And
by
now
the
you
way,
have, and now that she's got that out of the way,
yeah,
let her prove that she could run the country because that's what she has to do as vice president because they're getting him out. Here we go.
what became very clear through the course of the night is that Joe Biden is fighting on behalf of the American people, on substance, on policy, on performance. Joe
But
Biden is extraordinarily strong. And
But I'm sorry,
that
on
cannot
substance
be
and
debated.
policy and performance tonight, I mean, the president's performance tonight clearly was disappointing for his supporters. CNN is reporting Democratic lawmakers watching the debate were worried about the president's performance. One said it was a disaster. Another called it a train wreck. Those are Democrats especially worried that Biden did not punch back on Trump's lies.
Listen, people can debate on style points, but ultimately this election and who is the president of the United States has to be about substance.
There you go.
Her voice. Do you hear her voice? Like,
Look, I don't. Where
lost
you been
it
for
in
the
the
past 3 years? All of a sudden you're here. I don't even know where
Yeah.
you've been for 3
I
years.
never
I
barely
definitely haven't seen you 2 years ago for 2 straight years. You were gone.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen you. I didn't even know you existed.
I thought she was an alien.
Right, and now all of a sudden you're back. That's the only weird thing about it. And somebody commented on that, and one of the moderators on one of the panels too,
Like Slim
that
Shady.
that like she, you know, they should have had her out protecting him 6, 7, 8 months ago.
She should have been his handler.
Right,
As VP,
and
she
right, she
his
should be
handler, but
everywhere he
like,
is. Like,
that's all right, Joe. Let me handle this.
Right, right.
I'll take care of this for you.
It's miserable
Like,
right
come
now.
on.
So I don't want to spend the rest of the day. You all saw it. If you didn't see it, you will see it. You will hear about it. Other
Go to
radio
Twitter.
stations in the world might not talk about it, but look, man, I will break it down to you just as it was, and I'll stand by my word. If and when Trump is elected to president, I say reelected, he's already been president, elected, then and he starts acting the way Joe's acting, I'll say the same shit, bro. Look, we have to figure out a way to protect our country at this particular time. We are in a very trying time as a country, and not a lot of people might not realize this, but all these wars you see going on in Israel and in Ukraine, these are things that are just the buildup to what could happen if all of these super powers start battling each other. It's just a bad idea, and we just got to figure out a way to get back to where the world was scared to go to war.
Well, and even so,
Right.
like, you know, we were talking about, I think yesterday when they were talking about the borders, it's not about not letting anybody in, but when we had weak borders the last time, look what happened.
How much money does the makers of fentanyl donate to campaigns?
Tons.
Tons, of course.
I would be the first.
Dirty
I
money.
just want to go on the record and say the solution is to outlaw that shit.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
illegal in our country.
Yeah.
You can't have it here anymore. If you get caught with fentanyl, you go to prison for life. It's federally illegal to have at all, period, 0. And one drop of it, it's because it's a weapon of mass destruction, ladies and gentlemen. It is not a drug.
You might as well have people snort anthrax.
We
Like,
immediately
it's
need
stupid.
to move to outlaw this. And whatever company makes this and is donating, figure some other shit out, you dumbasses. All right? Because this is a weapon of mass destruction. That's why Carmine Marcino is so hard about making sure fentanyl stays off our streets here in Lee County. And listen, that's the solution. That is the solution. And if you need fentanyl, find something else. Sorry.
Yeah. Can I ask a question?
What?
They made a statement last night
Okay.
about, one of the debunking or whatever, fact check, because President Trump said that the migrants that are coming illegally, that they are being put up in luxury hotels. And then one of the comments on CNN was, well, they're not luxury hotels. Isn't like everything in New York City, like, that's a hotel is going to be friggin' expensive.
Compared to where they're coming from,
Yeah.
everything's luxury.
Like,
when you're coming from a third world country
in
and you
the
come to
middle
United
of New
States,
York City, you're going to tell me that that's not a luxury? Like, that's expensive.
Guys, I don't care if it's a Motel 6. Why are we
Right.
giving them hotel rooms?
Right.
I can't get a hotel room, and I live here and pay taxes.
We got veterans
And you were
on the
I
street.
want, I just want to give me one room anywhere in America. Like if we're gonna give
I
them
just need 6 months.
for weeks, for months on end,
Yeah, I just need 6 months. That's
to illegal immigrants that are illegally entering our country.
Right.
What are we doing?
And I thought Trump brought up a good point. Biden's allowing that, but yet you have veterans sleeping on street corners and getting
Right, you can't say there's no room for people anymore
Yeah.
because you've created room for people from outside. So why aren't the people in here also getting that privilege?
Very good question.
I mean, when you look at the homeless people and
Just saying. If you got a tri-card and you got
Come on.
or you got a military ID, I think you should probably be able to go in to stay at that hotel if you want to.
And I got a little ticked off.
You know?
And I
That
got a
should
little
be-
ticked off when Biden said that he's done so much for veterans. I really wanted to go through. Like, Mike had to be like, all right, calm down, because my dad's a veteran, and I see what the VA does.
Oh,
and
we're Sean too. He's a
we've-
veteran.
we've
What we go
cut
through is
so
ridiculous.
much.
Horrible. It's tremendously bad that we
Especially
treat the
when-
men and women.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when he was like, I've given so much to people that have put claims in for Agent Orange. My dad did. My dad was literally, he put
I didn't even hear that part.
denied.
Yeah.
had
It must have
friends
been. It must have been during a mumble.
That probably was.
It
I only picked up little.
You said you're 6'4" and 220 pounds. Nobody said that, Joe.
By the way, I can now do my impression of Joe Biden. I've waited his entire presidency to do it. I've mastered it. Here it is.
Tell me. By the way.
Oh no, we've also learned he can count to 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. The dude did it.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
And what was the one you just said as well?
By the way.
By the way.
And then went silent.
By the way.
And by the way.
You just hear him breathing.
Medicaid, COVID.
We killed it.
Economy.
Oh my goodness.
Add some mumbling in there, and you got it down, Pat.
Putin.
Trump sucks. That's all you heard out of him, man.
Oh
Boy, he got so pissed when
I was hoping this would be a little
he
bit
should have poked.
spicier, but
He
it
should have
wasn't.
poked the bear a little bit on Hunter a little more.
Yeah.
I think so. 'cause
Joe doesn't like that at all.
No, his face changes. Like,
Which
funny, though.
leads me to believe he 100% will pardon his son before he
oh yeah,
leaves
he's
presidency.
going to. Absolutely. Wouldn't you?
Let me ask you a question.
If I had the power, I'd be like, boop.
If they make
magic
him
fire,
leave because
you know?
he's lost his ability to think and he doesn't get that right? They take that away from him.
Yeah, they would.
You're right. You better get it done before. Better get it
Right.
done now, but it's going to look bad during the middle of
An
a
election,
an
right?
election.
Yep.
They're like, you can't. That's probably what his handler is saying. You can't pardon him now because you're in the middle of election. And I got to be honest, Joe, you may
gotta
not
wait.
make it to the election, so you may not get to pardon him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Hunter was like the sacrificial lamb of the party. They were like, let's give him something. Give him anything. Here we go. You know what, Hunter? Sorry, bro. But it's okay. It'll be fine. You're going to do this time, and then Daddy's going to pardon you. You're going to be all right. But we need you to take this one. Take one for the team, bro.
I think he needs to apologize to me.
Yeah.
Listen, I'd like him to be more presidential, but I like that he's a business owner because, and here's the thing, they brought up the debt.
Yeah.
President Trump, in your debt, in your turn of the debt, you increased the national debt by $8.4 trillion in your 8 years. Biden, in your 4 years of president, in your first 3.5 years of presidency, you've done $4.3 trillion in debt. And he's trying to brag that up. Bro, that's half of what he did. You guys are on the same pace.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, your spending habits are the exact same. You're the same chick. All right, it doesn't matter. All right, you guys are spending the exact same way.
Airline flights. And
Right,
caviar.
y'all spending the money the exact same way at the same level. I was surprised that a moderator didn't bring that up or somebody else didn't be like, I would have said, well, he did 4.3 and 3.5. I did 8.4. I'm actually better.
I win.
I only did 4.2 in 4 years. He's already beat that in 3.5. I'm better paced. It's true.
Right.
That's the fact. If we want to break it down into simple math, according to what the moderator said, and by the way, I didn't research it.
So it was, okay, Biden in 3.5 years.
Has done 4.3.
4.3.
That's what they said. 4.3 trillion and to add to the net.
Probably $4 trillion of that was on
What
defense
does
for
trill
him.
look like? What does that $1 trillion look
Right,
like?
right.
That's
They don't know
amazing.
either because we don't have that shit.
Yeah, that's
We
imaginary
just keep
money.
I think most of it was spent.
Okay,
towards
so
defense,
Biden,
though.
4.3 trillion.
And then
And that was
in 3.5.
3.5.
Right.
Okay. And then Trump was
Was 8. Was what was it? What was it?
8.
4
I don't
years.
remember now.
No, I had it when I was talking about it earlier, but you threw me off.
Yeah, I need to do this math.
I'm trying to remember now.
And we threw a pandemic, whatever you want to call it,
Right.
in the midst of that.
I might have the clip.
So here's the thing: if we're spending all this money, and they're both spending a lot of money, was it better under one than the other? Did you actually get more benefit where the money was going
Well, and you
with
gotta
one
think
and the other?
A lot of the money that Trump had to throw out he was right there.
PPP loans
Yes,
or PPP
with COVID and stuff. So
yeah.
he had to throw a lot more
There was
money
a lot
out
of
there.
Who?
And
You know what?
that's what I
I don't know the
would've
answer to this. Whose fault is Fauci?
Whose fault?
Yeah. Who was he also under Trump
Yeah, he was.
and
He
carried
was.
over into Biden?
Yeah.
How come Trump didn't fire him early on?
I don't know. I don't know how that worked.
I don't know either. You know, they didn't bring him up at all. I would
No.
have fired his ass.
That was very odd too. Yeah. I mean,
All right, I would have fired his ass. How much did?
how did he
Trump-
get appointed? How did
It
Fauci
says
get
Fauci was
appointed?
appointed by the Biden administration.
All right, yeah, there you
December
go.
3rd, 2020, President-elect Joe Biden asked Fauci, in addition to remaining in his role as director of blah, 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 to serve as chief
And
medical
I-
advisor to the president and the Biden administration. Fauci accepted the offer. So it was Biden's fault. My bad.
There it is. Here it is.
Okay.
Here's what I need. It's on this article right here. Come on, get faster, internet.
You know, and this is just side topic, kind of interesting. If you guys want to dabble into some
8.8.
Tom McDonald,
8.8.
8.8?
So that's right. It was 8.8 over 8 years.
No, 4.
Over 4 years. Oh, over 4 years. Yeah, so it is bigger. Yeah, you're right.
But he did have, like we said, he did have COVID. He had all of those.
And that was trillion? It was
yes.
8.8 trillion is what
Yeah.
Trump spent?
I don't care.
8.4.
We're not paying it
Oh,
off
8.4.
anyway.
We're never going to pay off our national debt. Are you
Right.
kidding me? Never. Ever.
What'd y'all drink last night during the drinking game?
I stayed away from it because I would have been not here this morning.
Here's what Americans consume when it comes to alcoholic beverages.
What'd you drink?
What do you think is number one?
Beer.
Beer. Number one. Number
Beer.
two?
Vodka.
Wine.
Oh, the winos. Yes.
Winos.
Number
Okay.
three? Vodka.
Vodka.
Number
Tequilas.
four? Nope, rum.
Then
Rum.
tequila.
No, foreign wine comes after rum and tequila. And then it's tequila.
Yeah.
And then other whiskey, including Canadian and Irish whiskey. And then we go
Crown.
to champagne.
Oh,
Who the hell you
fancy.
celebrating?
Okay.
I'd live on champagne. By the way,
Fancy.
when I win the lottery, you'll be like, what do you want to drink? Bottle of champagne.
Like the best stuff. Top
The
shelf.
best stuff. Actually, I just want Moet White Star. I like White Star Moet. It's about $45 a bottle at the store. 38. You know.
Is it sweet? I like sweet stuff.
Yeah, it's good. They got a Nectar Imperial. I'm a big fan of Mo, so I like Mo, and because I spent about 3 years of my life drinking it like I was rich.
Like it was water.
It was a prerequisite. You want me to come host your club night? I need 2 bottles of Mo on ice.
Nice.
It says something. It's a
Duh.
class thing.
So you were having
I drink champagne
champagne
and
dreams,
strawberries. Got to have strawberries on the side.
champagne dreams and caviar wishes.
Yeah. Champagne. I'm Robin Leach of the Lost Styles of the Rich and Famous. Champagne wishes and caviar dreams, and I didn't know why.
I don't know why.
That was a good show. That was like MTV Cribs back in the day. That's where
You're
they got
right.
it from.
You're right. You're right. Absolutely.
I used to love seeing how the other side lived.
We're already at the second hour.
Are we already ready to go?
Yeah, I was looking down.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh shit, we never took a break. We got to take a break.
Guys,
Oh
it's
God,
9.
we got to take a break. I'm mad now. We got to
Wait,
take
no,
this
it's
break.
8.
Here we go.
I don't even know what time
Hold
of
on.
day it is.
We'll be right back.